Coming to you from beautiful downtown Santa Rosa, this is the Backstage Sonoma podcast. And now, here's your host, Steve Roby.
This is Backstage Sonoma. Hi, I'm Steve Roby. In today's episode, we're thrilled to welcome Brian Watch-horst, guitarist and vocalist for Yellowwood Junction. Formed in San Francisco in 1993, this six-piece band has captivated audiences with their sophisticated adult alternative rock sound, blending Steely Dan's complexity with singer and songwriter melodies. Yellowwood Junction built its reputation by touring extensively across the Western U.S., earning acclaim as one of the Bay Area's most promising unsigned bands in the mid-1990s and sharing stages with acts like Train. Coming up in today's conversation, we'll explore the band's unique musical evolution, the stories behind their fan-favorite tracks like Fade to Blue and After Today, and what fans can expect at their upcoming show at Sweetwater Music Hall in Mill Valley. Kicking things off, here's Mom and Dad. It's Yellowwood Junction on Backstage Sonoma.
Cannot
On Backstage Sonoma, you just heard Yellowwood Junction performing Mom and Dad. I'm Steve Roby, and my guest today is Brian Watch-horst, guitarist and vocalist with Yellowwood Junction. Hey, Brian, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. It's good to be here.
To start things off, could you please introduce Yellowwood Junction to our listeners and give us a brief overview of the band's history? Tell us who's in the group and such.
We're a six-piece band. We first got together in 1993. Tim Westergren, who happens to be the founder of Pandora Music, was a keyboard player, singer-songwriter, and I was the other singer-songwriter. We both playing in local bands in San Francisco. Kevin is our drummer, Tim the keyboard player. Went to Stanford together. We joined because of local contacts. I used to book about 25 venues in San Francisco, so Tim would call me up trying to book his band Barefoot at the time. And we connected, started exchanging some original songs, and had a lot of fun with that. And we were looking for a bass player, and we finally got a recommendation for Dave Hicks, who had just finished up at Harvard. So we had a pretty smart band in some ways. Then we started playing, and we had a decent draw, but there was this band in town called The Distractions that had a really big draw wherever they played, whenever they played. And their lead singer was Heidi Farmer. And I started playing with her. I was the main connector guy, being the venue booker in San Francisco. So Heidi and I knew each other. And Heidi and I started playing together acoustically at the Royal Exchange in downtown San Francisco. And I pulled her into Yellowwood Junction, and all of a sudden we had this huge draw. Then later on, we connected with Ned Evett, who is the pioneer of glass guitar. Builds his own guitars, been written up in a Guitar Player magazine for that. He's toured around with Joe Satriani and has made a name for himself. But he's in LA now, and we connected with him in his home state of Idaho when we toured through Boise and Sun Valley. It was fun. We built up this really big local draw, and then we had this draw across the Western United States. We joined this organization called NACA, which was a national organization of colleges around the country where there were like 13 different areas that you could join. We joined a bunch on the West Coast and built a big draw at all the colleges during the day and played all the big venues in the cities around the Western United States at night. Connected with other bands like Train and Leftover Salmon and Acoustic Junction and lots of other bands that were on independent labels, and just had a lot of fun. And it just kept growing and growing, and our music was getting played on more and more radio stations.
Nice.
We're getting bigger and bigger audiences. That's the backstory.
Yeah, great. So how would you describe the band's unique sound?
It's a combination of kind of singer and songwriter acoustic roots. And then you put a band behind it that's got this really tight rhythm section, almost Steely Dan-ish. Tim had this positive, Grateful Dead kind of reggae kind of vibe sometimes. So it had this happy sound. And he'd put that behind this melodic, hooky folk, classic rock thing that we had going. And it came together with great melodic pop sound, adult alternative thing. And it was more of a listening, radio-friendly band. When we played the live venues on the western states, especially in all the ski resort towns like Aspen and Vail and Telluride and Sun Valley and all the places we went to, the crowds wanted to dance. So we had to make this big pivot where we stretched out the songs like the Grateful Dead or like some jam bands. And we would have this home we'd come back to, which would be the chorus and the basic structure of the song. But most of the song was this big fun dance jam where we would be making the music as we played. We'd had that many hours together where we could do it. And it just was this really fun, organic thing that just, you never knew what was going to happen every night. So that was another exciting thing that was cool about it.
Nice. So how did you come up with the name Yellowwood Junction?
Our bass player, Dave Hicks, was talking about a poem by Robert Frost called The Road Not Taken. And the poem went something like, 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood, and I took the one less traveled, and that has made all the difference. That's what we felt like we had done. Dave had come from Harvard, and Tim and Kevin from Stanford, and I was a JD MBA that was on course to being a lawyer or a business executive. At least that was my plan. And we had chosen to take a couple of years off to play music and see where that led us. And that's what we felt like we were taking kind of the road less traveled. Yeah.
Cool. So Yellowwood Junction was named one of the Bay Area's most promising unsigned bands in the mid-1990s. I believe it was K-Fog that gave you that distinction. And you even toured with Train. What did that recognition mean for the band?
we were, of course, we were really excited about
I'm
it.
sure.
We really felt like we were getting a really good response, both live and with our CD sales. And we did have an independent label sign us. And to get that kind of notoriety from KFOG, I remember when we were on there, they called it the 10 o'clock news program. And I think it was a night where they'd feature a local band that was playing their own music. And it wasn't easy to get on the show, but we got lucky and got out. We were in Jackson Hole, and we were playing a show there, the Mangy Moose or Shady Lady. And all of a sudden we got a couple of calls from friends. And they're like, "Oh, you guys, you're on the radio. You're on KFOG. You're on the 10 o'clock. We're like, "We are? Really?" Nobody told us. We had no idea. So we called in, and anyway, that was a big night for us. And it gave us, like a show like this, just gave us more fans, more people got to know who we were, checked us out, listened to our music, and it just built from there. And having trained as a band that were friends of ours, it really helped. We all helped each other out. I mean, at first, believe it or not, we were the headliner and Train was the opening act. That was at Last Stage Saloon. And we had a pretty packed house there. And I remember after the show, a friend of mine come up to me and saying, "Brian, you guys sounded great tonight. Who was that first band?" And they'd heard Pat, and he had that voice that you couldn't forget, that signature voice. Anyway, they started blowing up within a couple of years, and we ended up opening up for them. And that helped our draw a lot. And same with when we went to the Pacific Northwest, there was a band called Colobo that was selling out every venue in all the college towns. To be able to open for a band like that, this was instantaneous exposure, and we get lots and lots of, at the time it was a mailing list, lots of people on our mailing list.
Let's play some more of your music. What can you tell us about the song After Today?
After Today, it's written by Tim, Heidi's singing. I wish I could tell more about what Tim, he wrote the song and the deep meanings of what he was saying there, but it was about how in life you want to become better in any way you can. And I think that it was about, after today, I'm not going to let these challenges and any of this negativity hold me back or hold me down. After today, I'm going to use positive energy and I'm going to move forward and be the best I can be and take myself to a better place, to more like where I was destined to go instead of where I've been stuck.
Nice. What a great message. Let's play it now. This is After Today by Yellowwood Junction here on Backstage Sonoma.
Today I'll never feel that way again. You won't catch me looking back.
You just heard After Today by Yellowwood Junction. Guitarist Brian Watch-horst is my guest today on Backstage Sonoma. Hey Brian, the combination of your and Heidi Farmer's vocals has been highlighted as a key part of your music. Can you talk about how your approach to vocal harmonies and how that dynamic has developed over the years?
Heidi and I were, we were actually, I didn't say that, we were in rival bands. I was in a band called the Aftershocks, and Heidi was in a band called the Distractions. And although we were friends, we were competing for all the same events and business and at nightclubs. We actually rotated nights at a club called the Paragon in the Marina. It had some pretty notable bands back in the 1990s. And we were the fun cover bands that played on Wednesday night, which is really their Saturday night because they did music from Sunday through Wednesday. And anyway, Heidi and I, being rivals, we would compare notes. She'd come and see us play, and she'd jump in and sit in with us on a song, and vice versa. And all of a sudden, at some point, we decided let's just try to do a gig together. And we went and played our first show was at the Royal Exchange in downtown San Francisco, and there was just something about it. We had this vocal chemistry that both of us knew right away was something special, and our blend was right there. We could play songs we'd never played together before and come up with things that we couldn't believe we came up with just because she was her and I was me, and we just got lucky. It just was this combination that you don't get very often, but we had it. That was one of the big reasons why when we started Yellowwood Junction, I went back to Heidi and I said, we've got to have you in this band.
Yeah.
You would be the perfect addition. So when we got in the band together and we were writing songs together, it was the same thing. We'd go play these shows and we'd stretch out these songs. And a lot of that was Heidi and I vocalizing together and just going off and doing these harmonies that I never would have done before with any other band. And they were working. It just was something special. I was really happy about it.
Wow. Yeah, and it really works too. The sound is amazing. So let's play some more music. The last track we're going to play on today's show is a song called Fade to Blue. It's become a fan favorite. Can you share the story behind the song and what inspired its creation?
It's about something that happened in my life that changed everything for me, and a bit of adversity, and I didn't know how to handle it. It was about trying to recover from that and trying to turn around and make it a positive thing. So for me, it was just a really positive song. It was a healing song. It was a song that basically healed me from that and brought me back to being able to be positive and live my life without that burden.
Okay, well, we have to hear it now. Here's Fade to Blue by Yellowwood Junction on Backstage Sonoma.
Silhouettes in purple fire, singing prophets tell the truth. Guns and angels are for hire. I'm still clinging to my youth. Fade to blue when I don't know what to do. If we stay here any longer, we will surely fall apart. If I I told you I was sorry, would you let me in your heart? Fade to blue when I don't know what to do. Fade to blue when I don't know. Fade to blue. Fade to blue when I don't know. After all that's been said, do you want me? Do you want me? After everything's dead, do you love me? Do you love me? Said I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. Said I'm sorry. I said I'm sorry. Fade to blue when I don't know what to do. Fade to blue when I don't know. Fade to blue. Fade to blue when I don't know. Fade to blue when I don't know what to do. Fade to blue when I don't know. Fade to blue. Fade to blue when I don't know.
On Backstage Sonoma, I'm Steve Roby. That was Yellowwood Junction doing Fade to Blue. Brian Watch-horst is my guest today. Brian, touring has taken Yellowwood Junction across California, Oregon, Washington, and Colorado. Do you have a favorite memory or a standout moment from those tours that has stuck with you?
So many of them. It's just the camaraderie that we had after the shows, staying at the different accommodations they gave us, having the after parties and pulling out our guitars and writing songs then, or just having fun with some of our favorite people in each city. Some of the funny stuff, like trying to make extra money during the day, playing at the bottom of the ski resorts with gloves and the fingers cut out and ski hats on, and then getting to play at the big venues that night and running into some of the same people that were skiing by us at the lift. I loved how we would go to a new town and go to every single, it's usually a small town with a main street, and we'd go to every business and introduce ourselves and basically go from knowing nobody there to having friends everywhere we went. And that was a survival tactic, because that's how we would survive, is getting to know people and becoming their friends and connecting with them, and then having them come to our show and appreciate our music and come back the next time.
Right.
And that it was a lot of fun, driving in the middle of the night in snowstorms, trading off the wheel, just moments where we came up with some of our best songs, and just how they kind of came out of nowhere, and they're in an unexpected moment. We were just having fun doing something else, that kind of stuff.
let's talk about your upcoming show at Sweetwater Music Hall on November 16th. Do you have any surprises for those that turn out, or any new songs you're going to debut?
Yes. Heidi has been recording in Nashville. She wrote a new song. Means a lot to her, about a very good friend of hers that passed away named Mimi. It's called Mimi's Song. And it really features Heidi's vocals and Heidi at her best. I really think it's the Heidi sound. I love it, and she's really excited to play it. Also, Ned, who really is probably one of the only guys in the band who continued when we all took a hiatus, and he's been a full-time musician ever since. I've done the same thing, but Ned's done it at the same level that we were at, and then took it a level above that. Like I said, toured with Joe Satriani and everything. And he's by himself is amazing to see the way he plays these special guitars that he's built. Whenever anybody comes to see us, the first thing they do is they look at Ned and their jaw drops. They just focus on him for a while, and then they get back to the band. But he just has this very unique sound and unique style. But he's written a song that has really nice chord changes, and it's really hooky, and he sounds amazing on it. And he never really sang as much back when we first started. He added a third vocal, and he wrote a couple songs and sang a couple per night. But now he's really an equal lead singer to Heidi and I. And the three-part harmonies that we have together have become an even better thing than when he wasn't singing. And now as a lead singer with this new song he's written, it's pretty special. It's great.
Good. Sounds like quite a show coming up here. And let me remind our listeners, Yellowwood Junction will perform at the Sweetwater Music Hall in Mill Valley on Saturday, November 16th. Doors open at 7 p.m. and showtime is at 8. You can pick up tickets right now at sweetwatermusichall.com. Hey, Brian, before I let you go, what projects or new music are on the horizon for Yellowwood Junction next year? Can fans look forward to any new material coming our way?
Yes, absolutely. At yellowwoodjunction.com, we're going to be doing some more recording as a band, not individually like Heidi and Ned have been doing. Mm-hmm. And we're really excited to update our music and to get it out there and get people to listen to it, and navigate this new kind of social media and Spotify and everything, and bring ourselves into the present and share our music with everybody and get back to where we're relevant again, which I think we are now. Last time we played at the Sweetwater, we almost sold it out, and it was a Thursday night. It was thunder and lightning and raining, and I remember driving there thinking, gosh, Seema didn't come tonight. And it was one of the best shows we've ever had, all the way back to when we started. So it just, people respond to our music. I don't know exactly why. It's just music that kind of transcends and covers all different types of people with all different types of tastes. Yeah. It appeals to everyone.
And that's such a great venue to perform at too. They really take care of the musicians, and it's a great place for concert goers to see a show like yours.
For sure. It's like a home to us. I mean, we played at the Guild in Menlo Park on our first reunion show, and then we came back to the Sweetwater, and this is our second time at the Sweetwater. We love it there. We used to play there every month. When we were back in the 90s. We'd play there a Friday every month, and it really was our home base in San Francisco Bay Area, which is where we're all from, and we love it. We're just blessed to be there. It is a great venue.
Well, Brian, thanks so much for being on the show today. I really enjoyed the conversation. Good luck with your show in Mill Valley.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Steve.
I'm Steve Roby, and we're back in a moment.
Hey musicians, would you like to be a guest and promote your upcoming concert and latest release? It's easy. Just email the host at backstagesonoma@gmail.com. Now, let's get back to the show.
Thanks for listening to the Backstage Sonoma podcast. Join us next time for more great interviews and music from local and touring musicians. You can find us on the web at backstagesonoma.com.